launching my social media this weekend. Now, that's the first time I've ever done anything with social media. I mean, it's been 6 years since I posted anything.
Yeah, the last post you had on Instagram was some Christmas post. I don't know from what year.
2019.
Really?
I was told.
Okay, yeah.
2019. Interestingly.
Was that when you were trying to show management that you were an active, engaged
Yes.
air personality?
Yes. Remember they said we need you to be engaged.
So what's your social presence? Strong. It's very strong.
Well, for a while, it was obligated.
Right.
You had to.
Right.
You had to forget what you were doing advertising for.
Oh, well, I do for my weight loss.
Yeah.
I
no, it was the mobile home store.
Oh, that was the bad tweet time.
I tweeted poorly.
Yep.
I didn't know I was tweeting at one point, and the mobile home store did require that I put up some pictures of the.
Man, I sure do love this house.
Mm-hmm.
That was required.
Look, we've all done things that are required.
That's right. Well, this weekend, while in New York City, on the dime of the Tanger Center to see these amazing shows, all they ask is that you post on social media. So I did, as I mentioned. Well, here's how I met a guy there. I've seen him on TV. He's a local journalist here named Ben Briscoe. And this is how social media is. You know how people say it's not really you on social media. It's like what you want everybody to see. So I posted all these. I went off walking for 5 hours in New York City, just all over the place. Ground Zero, which was really something, by the way. That's a beautiful,
I'm sure.
Very moving and very quiet, even though there's a million people around. It was really something. Then I took a cab across the Brooklyn Bridge into Brooklyn and walked back toward Manhattan to get the skyline. And that was great. I really enjoyed that. And then basically I walked everywhere else, all over the city. I mean, I walked all the way back to Times Square, which was like 60 blocks, and saw
Good Lord.
I know, tons. I was going to get an Uber or a cab, but I was like, you know what? Let me just walk as far as I can walk, see what happens. So I was and I was just all over the place. I was through all these different neighborhoods. Chelsea, I went to the pizza place that BB Shea recommended. So every once in a while, I'd take a picture of something and just, put it on Instagram. I surprisingly figured out how to do that.
Yeah, I mean, you did really well.
Well, thank you. So this guy, Ben Briscoe, who I had never met before, once he came in here, but he doesn't remember that. He was here once before, 12 years ago. So he says at the end of the trip, we were in the airport, and he said, I so admire your social media skills. And I said, really?
What?
Mine?
And he said, just by looking at your Instagram, I can tell you're very open and very authentic. And I thought, I am neither of those things.
You don't even know this, but
This is a 12-hour caffeine-fueled burst.
Yeah, that's all it was.
You don't even know this, but this isn't even my real name.
He also, he's very deep. I could tell, very intelligent. And we saw, well, first of all, at dinner, he said to me, why are you in radio? Really? And
I know nothing else.
Boy.
I've been trapped for a while. Have you ever been to prison? What?
All these things ran through my head, of course.
Was this a sharing time or was this a private conversation?
We sat,
a side convo.
It was 4 of us. We sat near each other and had a long conversation at dinner. It was a long dinner before we saw the first show. And he just said at the end of it, why are you in radio? Let's talk about it. And I thought all those things, but then I was like, well, I got to make something up here. So I said, it's in my blood. It's just in my blood. I said, I've always wanted to do it. I love it. I love it. I'm so passionate about it. And he said that he goes, and of course it goes without saying, you want to serve your community. And I said, oh, yeah.
Well, I didn't want to insult you by leading with that because.
Yeah.
And he goes, and then he said, and you want to spread kindness. And I said, that's all I
that
do.
That too. Yep. Community, kindness.
Yes.
Blood.
Yeah.
Such a deep thinker.
Just a quick question for you. Have you listened to our show?
No.
No.
He doesn't
No,
know.
it's best.
I think it's best he does it. He said, you want to serve your community. I said, oh, man. Is that all? That's all I want to do, And then he said, and this has been Briscoe, after we saw The Outsiders, which is, is a show about, and I didn't know this, It's about the greasers who are like poor, downtrodden guys who never get a break.
Is it set in the time when the book is written?
1967.
Yeah, okay.
And they say the year over and over again. And then on the other side of the tracks are the socialites, the socias, who are, just put their thumb on the greasers all the time. It's the haves versus the have-nots, essentially. And of course, I was thinking the whole time, why isn't anybody but me cheering for the socias?
Yeah, you tend to go a different way.
I'm a socialist.
Am I wrong? Why
this wrong with me?
Why are these hoodlums the stars? Where are the police?
Like, why are the police not doing something?
Hello.
I'd install a camera in my house.
Well, right. These are all the things I'm thinking. So we get outside after seeing it, and Ben Briscoe, the news reporter, and I just happened to be walking on the street together, and he turned to me and he said, "Chris, what did you take from that show? What did you get out of that?" And my first thought was, you really need to be rich. It's really better to have
so much better.
So bad. But I can't say that.
No, of course not.
I can't say. So I have to say, it's such an honest portrayal, and things are still like that.
Of the
America.
divide.
The divide in America.
Between wealthy.
Were you just blabbing?
Of course.
Yeah.
You talk about
Tap dancing?
Talk
Oh,
about
big time.
word salad diarrhea. It's like, the divide in the country in 1967.
I'm so glad we experienced this together. Yeah.
Yes. And I was just like, I don't know about all this. It was very difficult for me to keep up. It was somebody that really knows something, who sees things on such a deeper level than me. And you have to, and I just, how I am. I just make stuff up. That's all I do.
Now, I know we talked about this last week because I've been fortunate enough to go on these trips before in the years gone by.
Yes.
And as usually one of the senior members of the media junket entourage, I tend to go to bed on the early side. Was there a late night club crowd?
What a difference.
Saturday?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. After the show Saturday night, it ends at 10:50. We're a block from the hotel. I can be in bed by 11. I've walked all day. I mean, I knew I'd be asleep in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So we get outside the theater.
I can see the hotel from here.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Truthfully.
It's right there. And the rest of them are like, where are we going? Let's go.
All right.
Who's going?
New York City.
Time to go dancing, So was there 10 of us? 7 went dancing.
No kidding.
3 of us went back to the room, and I said, y'all have fun, but I'm going to bed. And the next day,
Did you get a report?
found out, Josie down here now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's our coworker. They stayed out till 1:30 in the morning dancing, got back about 2. And at one point, she was going to go into the bathroom. It was a unisex bathroom. And she was afraid to open the door because she thought a guy might be in there. And the bouncer said, just go open up the door. And she said, I'll let you do it. And when the guy opened the door, there were 2 men in the bathroom. And she said they
Sharing
were
a moment?
sharing a moment. Yes.
Wow.
And they had to zip up real fast and run.
New York!
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And she said,
Hang on, let me get a picture
Yeah.
of this. I'm supposed to Instagram everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, that's right. And so
Okay.
she was regaling us with that over the next day's lunch. She's like, okay.
Okay.
I said, well, I'm glad I didn't go. I just went right to bed.
I had
So-
pizza.
Yep, I did. I had pizza,
Yep.
and then I went on to bed.
And scene.
Yep, watched a little preseason football in the room. Off to bed.
Okay.
There's a guy who, let's talk about trips. He is an American tourist, and he's getting some backlash now because he Instagrammed his whole thing. He's one of these, influencers, whatever.
Is he a wannabe or is he a real influencer?
A wannabe.
Do you know how many followers?
It was a couple 100,000, so I guess that's pretty good,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
He's taken a one-day trip. He's from the United States, New York, and he took a one-day trip to Ireland. He flew...
Not an overnighter.
Not an overnighter.
A there and back.
He flew to Ireland, spent, I think it was 6 hours, flew back. And people are saying, this is wrong. You should not have done it. But I can't really figure out why.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
It was a commercial flight. It was
Yeah.
going no matter what. It wasn't like he flew a private plane. It's like, you can't be like, environment this, environment that. You know how people do. And he chronicled his entire trip. He spent $900 on the flight to go and come back and did not need a hotel. He did a day trip to Ireland.
My round-trip nonstop flight from New York to Shannon, Ireland was $457. I also rented a car for $48, and I was having a blast up until I paid a mechanic $60 to change my tire, and I also got charged $275 because I didn't get insurance. I ate a sandwich at the Cliffs of Moher for $8. Oh, and I also had this $4 cappuccino. I paid $5 to park at the secret location at the Cliffs of Moher, and I got this shirt for $41, bringing my grand total for my Ireland day trip to $898.
So he spent $900 in total to go to Ireland and back for the day. God, it's not the money. It's just like, you've got, that's just exhausting. That just sounds exhausting.
Well, I mean, it's a 6.5 hour flight, right?
Correct.
5.5 hours.
That's what it was. 6 hour flight, stayed 6 hours, 6 hours home. That's it. The flight was, that evening.
That's crazy.
And he had to be in the airport a couple hours early, of course. To get
True.
home. So it's like, he just did it to do it. But, in college, we used to talk about, let's drive to Canada for the night. Some guys did it. I was never.
I'm sure you never did.
I was never bold enough.
No, that was never you.
Well, they drive to Canada to get drunk because the drinking age was 18.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're nowhere near the border.
Right. Right. I guess they drove into Montreal or Toronto or whatever. And
Right. I'm just saying the point is there's much easier ways, you would think. Find somebody with a fake ID or.
Oh, of course. I mean, they had fake IDs. But they just were like, to do it.
The adventure.
And to say they had done it. They'd drive up like on a Sunday morning, drive back on a Sunday night, and, they were there in class the next day. And they said to me to do it because I was, known as like fun winner.
Sure.
And I just never, I never got into it was like, this is travel. Biggie's sister is going to see the Backstreet Boys
She saw him Saturday night. Unbelievable, she said.
But was it really at the Sphere? Come on.
Yes.
All right.
That's all I'm hearing is it is an all-enveloping awesomeness.
Yeah. She did have to take Dramamine
Really?
for motion sickness.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is she particularly susceptible to begin with?
Very much so.
Okay.
And I had read this, and she had read as well, that some people recommend if you do get motion sickness, taking something to help.
Mm-hmm.
And she did say that a few times it was so much where she'd have to be like, okay, let me steady myself here.
Right.
Because, it really is all around you.
Well, a lot of the people on this trip with me to New York had been to the Sphere. At least half had been to the Sphere. And one woman said, I just got back a couple of weeks ago from seeing the Backstreet Boys at the Sphere. And everybody's like, oh, the Sphere. And they were high-fiving. And I just sat with my arms folded. You won't catch me at the Sphere.
You turn to the TV guy, Ben Briscoe. You believe this? Losing their minds over a screen, a circular screen.
I've been to an IMAX theater.
You believe what's going on
locally.
I know,
So,
exactly. I'm not going to.
I've got a 48-inch flatty at my house. I don't know about you.
I'm certainly not.
I don't need a Sphere.
He and I really bonded on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is frivolous. Look at these. It's frivolous. And I said, I won't high five over the Sphere. And that's when they started, I think, isolating me from the group. I tried to fit in early. We were just talking about Josie, our coworker. As we were getting on the plane to go to New York, one of the other women in the group said, girl, I was coming back from Chicago recently, and the pilot was hot as fire, and he had an Australian accent. And Josie said, my God, did you just take your panties off right there? And she's like, tell me about it, girl. I was thirsty. And I was like, holla. Wrong move.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have done it.
That's one conversation you shouldn't have joined
Should not have been in on it.
Girlfriend, that's why I don't wear panties. What?
And that pilot's accent was definitely fake. Smart on his part.
He was welcoming him on the plane, apparently.
Yeah, but genius on the pilot's part, but he was not Australian. We just like Australians more, so you're not going to get mad at your pilot with an Australian accent.
I'm telling you, she said he had an Australian accent, and he was rippling with muscles, and I was like, what?
G'day.
Yeah.